Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome to this edition of Wolves Weekly. Joining me today, we have head volleyball coach Brad Saindon, who has been in the midst of training for the last couple weeks, and that season is quickly coming, isn't it, Brad?
Hi, Danny. Happy to be back on Wolves Weekly, first episode of the year. You're right. We have been training hard. It's a pretty fun time for our athletes because there's no school to deal with, so it's kind of just all volleyball all the time. We started camp on August 15th, and we've kind of been training 3 days on and a day off. We're trying to get some recovery along with our training. So far, it's gone very well. And as you mentioned, we're done. We leave at 6 a.m. tomorrow for our first tournament. We'll talk a little more about that, I'm sure, but I'm very pleased with where we're at. I think training has been very good. For the most part, we've remained pretty healthy, and so I think we've had a very successful camp.
And you bring back a strong core of players, a lot of young ones that were sophomores and freshmen last year, now juniors and sophomores this year, that were really key contributors for you last year.
Yeah, I think one of the unique components of this team is last year we started 4 freshmen, and so all of those players are obviously back. And for 2 years, we won't graduate anybody other than Callie Young. So the core of this team is going to be together for 2 more years. And we're still a young team, but this year we should reap the benefits of starting all those freshmen last year. So I just think our experience level is higher than the age of our players might indicate.
And talk to me a little bit about that newcomers. You guys got a pretty good class. How have they been learning the system and acclimating with your returners?
We do have a very exciting freshman class. Very happy to have them on campus. It is impossible to integrate them into the system in the amount of time that we have. We basically had 17 days before our first match. So it's an arduous task for us to kind of choose what is the most important things to do first. And so I know all the freshmen, their heads are just full of volleyball stuff. They probably had no idea what they didn't know when they showed up here. And now they have a pretty good idea of what they don't know. So that's a good place to be. At least you know what you don't know. And they can start chipping away at that. But I think several of the freshmen will be key contributors. Leslyn Satelli, freshman setter from Hawaii, she will be our starting setter. I'm excited about that. She's a wonderful volleyball player, and she's the one freshman that I think has kind of grasped everything that we're trying to do the best so far. She sets a beautiful ball, and I'm excited to have her. I think she's going to be really good. So for the most part, the freshmen have done a great job, and fortunately for us, we don't need to depend on the freshmen really. We have so many returners that in key spots. But yeah, so far I'm very happy with the integration of the freshmen to the core group.
Well, talk to me a little bit about that, the first tournament that you have coming up. It looks like it's a challenge, but with any challenge comes opportunity.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're going down to Cal State San Bernardino. Most volleyball fans know that Cal State San Bernardino has been our region champion for the last 6 or 8 years, for a long time. So at some point, if we're ever going to go to the Elite 8, we have to go through Cal State San Bernardino. They're ranked number 2 in the country right now. They're obviously a very good team. We play them at home in both of our opening matches. We know they're good. We played them last year, but we're not afraid of them and we're not intimidated by them. We're certainly a better team now than we were a year ago when we played them. I think both teams are going to go through those first match, not only the jitters and all that stuff, but it just, it's going to be ugly at times probably, and just the rhythm and the timing, but it's going to happen for both teams. So like you say, you never know what's going to happen, and you can't beat the number 2 team in the country if you don't play the number 2 team in the country. So it's a great opportunity for our players, and we're excited to go down there. Also at that tournament on Friday and Saturday, we play Cal State LA. Cal State LA is a power in the CCAA. They went to the NCAA tournament last year. It's a team we really need to beat if we want to go to the NCAA tournament. We'll see more of them. We'll have a chance to scout them before we play them. We also play Chico. We've seen Chico, played Chico. Chico is a very strong volleyball team and is another team that we really need to beat if we want to go to the NCAA tournament at the end of the year. And we also play Cal State Dominguez Hills. I've never seen them play, so I'm anxious to see how they look, and we have a chance to scout them as well. At the tournament, there's 4 GNAC teams and 4 CCAA teams. So the 4 California teams play the 4 teams from our conference. So it's a great opportunity for the teams in our conference to kind of start reshaping the balance of power in our region.
Fantastic. And this tournament seems like it's more of kind of the classic setup where everything's predestined. You don't really have a tournament champion such as elimination or anything like that. Yeah. Is that the way that most of these set up, giving you just an opportunity that you can maybe go scout ahead and that you can prepare for them?
Yeah, that's right. It's not really any kind of an elimination tournament. It's more round robin. Everybody plays everybody. I'm not even sure if there's really a tournament champion. Yeah. That doesn't matter to us. We're going there to play 4 matches against four very strong opponents. We come home on Sunday. We're here Monday and Tuesday. We leave Wednesday to go to Alaska for our first conference matches. So that trip is very, very important to us. Alaska, Anchorage is one of the 4 favored teams to win our conference championship. So we have a very short turnaround and we jump into our conference play right away. So I'm hoping that playing in this tournament will just give us some experience and strengthen our resolve a little bit before we get into our conference play.
Well, fantastic. Well, your first opportunity to watch the Western Oregon volleyball team at home will actually be September 15th, the home opener against Simon Fraser. And then they'll turn around 2 days later and get to play Western Washington, one of those other 4 teams that you're mentioning right there. Tickets are still available, both through the All Sports Pass and by calling the number that you see on the screen right there. It should be a very exciting year for Western Oregon volleyball, both for the talent level and just the opportunities in front of them, and the fact that we can kind of see this team mature and that we're going to have them for 2 years almost.
Yeah, Danny, I'm as excited as I've ever been since I've been here about this team and what they have a chance to achieve. For sure, we're going to be in the hunt for the conference championship, but any of these 4 teams, and maybe 5 teams, could win the championship this year. And I think the margin of victory is going to be so small that it's just going to come down to the very last matches, and I hope we're still in it at the end. But I'm excited about the prospects of this team. It's really an exciting team, and it's a really exciting game. So I'd like to invite all the fans out to come take a look at Western Oregon volleyball this year.
Well, fantastic. Well, Brad, we look forward to having you again on Wolves Weekly in the future. And thank you, everybody, for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.